The moment someone's tone changes, goes silent, or a text message feels distant, your brain's logic center completely goes offline. You are officially in the relational red zone. When you are in this state, you literally cannot think clearly because your body is treating a shift in someone's voice like an actual threat to your physical survival. And here's the part that's going to sting a little. Trying to solve a relationship problem from inside the red zone doesn't just fail, it burns the bridge down on purpose with your own hands, while a voice in your head insists you're just being honest. In this episode, I'm breaking down the exact biological reason why feedback and distance paralyze your logic, and I'm handing you the tool to bring your clarity back online in under 2 minutes. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Regulated Life, where relational nervous system science meets real life healing. If your body is tired of protecting you from the people you love most, you're in the right place. Okay, I need to say something, and I need you to not leave the room. You are not bad at communication. I know that's not what you're expecting me to say, because you've spent years, maybe decades, collecting evidence against yourself. The thing you said that you didn't mean, the silence you gave someone who didn't deserve it, the way your voice went flat and cold right when you needed it to be soft and steady. You built an entire case file. I am someone who can't handle conflict. Baby, that verdict is wrong, and I'm about to prove it to you with actual science, not a hype speech. Here's the premise of today's episode, and it's going to reframe every fight you ever had. Your logic center goes physically offline the second your nervous system perceives relational threat. Not sometimes, not if you're not emotionally mature enough, every single time for every single human being on this planet when the conditions are right, which is to say, when the conditions are wrong. And the specific conditions that trigger this: tone shifts, silence, feedback, distance. I call this the relational red zone. And if you've ever wondered why you can debate policy at work with total composure but completely lose your mind the second your partner sighs at the dinner table, this is why. You are not unstable. You are not too sensitive. You're running a survival algorithm that was written before you could talk. And today, we're finally reading the source code. All right, let's get into the actual mechanics because I want you to understand this so clearly that you can explain it to the next person who tells you to just calm down mid-argument. That phrase, by the way, should be illegal. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for language, reasoning, impulse control, and holding nuance, is metabolically expensive. It's the most demanding real estate of your entire nervous system. It needs a steady, generous supply of oxygenated blood to function. And it needs to feel safe enough to stay open for business. Underneath that sophisticated, articulate brain of yours is a much older survival system. One that doesn't care about your vocabulary, your job title, or how many books on communication you've read. This is your neuroception, a term coined by Dr. Stephen Porges as part of polyvagal theory. Neuroception is your body's ongoing, unconscious scan for danger, running underneath awareness, faster than thought, faster than choice. Here's the part that changes everything. Neuroception cannot tell the difference between a genuine threat to your life and the shift in someone's tone of voice. It doesn't check context. It doesn't pause to consider that the distant text message might just mean your friend is in a meeting. It reads the pattern: tone shift, silence, criticism, distance, and it fires the same alarm it would fire for something that could actually kill you. Say that again with me because I need it to land. Your body cannot tell the difference between your partner going quiet and an actual physical threat. That is not metaphor, that is neurobiology. The instant that alarm fires, your blood vessels constrict and blood is redirected away from your prefrontal cortex and into your limbs and your brainstem. This is cortical shunting. Your body is preparing to fight, flee, or freeze, and it does that by physically pulling the fuel supply from the exact part of your brain that will help you have a mature, grounded conversation. So when you lost it in that last conversation, when the words came out sharper than you meant, or didn't come out at all, You didn't fail a character test. Your hardware went dark. You were trying to negotiate peace treaty terms from a brain that had already been unplugged from the wall. This is documented, replicated, unglamorous science, the same shunting mechanism Dr. Peter Levine mapped on his work on somatic experiencing, and is why you cannot think, insight, or journal your way out of a nervous system that's already decided is under attack. Now here's where it stops being a biology lecture and starts being about your actual life. There are 4 specific triggers that send you straight into the red zone, and I want you to notice which one is yours, because you probably have a favorite. Tone shifts. Someone's voice gets a half-degree colder, a little clipped, a little sharp, and your neuroception reads it as imminent conflict before your conscious mind has even processed a single word they said. This is where the armored in the storm tend to show up. Jaw locking, voice sharpening to match, the whole body gearing up for a fight that hasn't even started yet. Silence or the delayed response. The red receipt with no reply. The pause that goes on 3 seconds too long. To a nervous system running an old abandonment script, silence doesn't register as neutral. It registers as severe threat of isolation. This is classic seeker territory. The sudden urge to text again, to explain yourself further, to fix something that may not even be broken. Dr. John Cacioppo's research on loneliness showed us that the threat of disconnection activates the body almost as instantly as disconnection itself. Your system doesn't wait for confirmation. It reacts to the possibility. Feedback and criticism. Someone offers a correction, sometimes gentle, sometimes not, and it registers as a total collapse of your competence, your worth, your authority. This is where the hollow and the bunker tend to lock the door. Not loud, not dramatic, just gone. Present in the room, absent everywhere else. And distance. Emotional or physical. Someone pulling back, needing space, going quiet for reasons that have nothing to do with you. And your body reads it as total collapse of the relationship itself. Okay, here's the confrontation part, and I want you to sit in it instead of flinching away from it. You have been calling this a communication problem for years. It was never a communication problem. It was a nervous system that never got the memo that the danger is over. You keep replaying the fight, rewriting what you should have said, coaching yourself for next time. And then the next time comes and the exact same thing happens because you're not rehearsing dialogue. You're rehearsing the threat response you don't consciously control. This is why willpower alone has never worked for you. It was never designed to override a survival reflex. And listen, I say this with so much love and zero judgment because I've been every single one of these people. But some of you have built an entire identity around being the calm one, the easygoing one, the one who doesn't overreact. And what I need you to consider today is that composure and regulation are not the same thing. Sometimes what looks like peace is actually a very well-dressed freeze response. Doors will shut down in the blazer. And here's why this matters for every single one of you listening, whether you're partnered, single, divorced, widowed, or happily doing this life on your own terms. This isn't a romantic relationship problem. This is a relational nervous system problem, and it shows up with your sister, your best friend, your business partner, your adult child, your own reflection in the mirror at 11 p.m. The scale changes, the biology does not. Okay, here's where we stop diagnosing and start repairing because I refuse to leave you sitting in the problem. The mistake almost everyone makes is trying to think their way back to calm. You cannot logic your way out of a shunted brain. You have to speak the body's language, which is sensation, not sentences. This week's raw regulation tools are built specifically for this, one for each red zone trigger. Tone gets the trigeminal vagus deceleration sequence. Feedback gets the vestibulo-ocular cortical re-anchor. Silence gets phrenic nerve ribcage expansion. Distance gets bilateral cognitive crossing. Make sure you subscribe so you get all 4 this week. I built them so you have the exact right tool for the exact trigger that's got its hooks in you. But here's the fastest one you can do right now in this episode, in your car, at your desk, wherever you are. Notice your jaw. Just notice. Don't fix it yet. Is it tight? Now let your lips part slightly and let your jaw drop open and down. Like the beginning of a yawn you're not quite finishing. Hold that release for a slow count of 10. Now take one long inhale through your nose and let it out through your mouth with a slow, audible sigh, like you're finally putting something down. That's it. That's a full body signal to your neuroception that says, the alarm was a false read. Stand down. 90 seconds of that, done consistently, will start rewriting the pattern your body defaults to under red zone activation. This is recognition and regulation, the first 2 steps of the sanctuary sequence. Before you ever attempt repair with another person, you cannot skip to relate. You have to come back online first. Before you try to fix the relationship, find out what survival pattern your body is running. Take the relational nervous system quiz at mind-fusion.com/quiz. And if this episode helped your body exhale even 1 inch, share it with someone who is still calling their survival pattern a personality flaw. This week, notice your trigger. Notice which one gets you, tone, silence, feedback, or distance. And then come back tomorrow for the exact somatic tool built for it. Welcome to the regulation era.